Hello, my name is Tracy and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are, well, off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies that are in my collection. In this episode, I'm sitting with Erika Donovon, friend and a person who enjoys rewatching movies, just like me. Yes. We are going to talk about the movies 500 Days of Summer and A Scanner Darkly. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. So Erika is a YouTuber and has her own channel called Hi America. I think that's pretty easy to remember.
Yep.
Where we actually just sat down and made some snacks, which I think are fun.
Some banana snacks?
Yeah.
I still don't know what they're called.
Yeah, okay.
It was very unprepared.
Well, on Wednesday after this podcast is up, that video up, and you'll be able to see what our snacks are.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Please go over there and have some snacks.
Yeah, have some snacks, you can see what I look like, see what she looks like, how we eat food, how we just talk randomly the same way we do on this podcast, so it's fine.
It's fine?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's wonderful. I'm ecstatic. Terrific. Excellent. Bodacious.
Ooh, I like bodacious.
Bodacious? Okay.
Bodacious.
Yes. I can go through a thesaurus in my head. It's fine.
That's just what your next podcast should be. Like next season.
Just pick a word and just go through the thesaurus.
Yeah, for that word.
Of things.
Yeah.
Actually, that just sounds like a pretty good idea. I like words. I also like Jeopardy. It's a thing. It's weird.
Yes. Anyway,
so today we're talking about 500 Days of Summer and A Scanner Darkly. This is the first episode where we are, spanning two completely separate genres within one podcast. Because we started with sci-fi, then we went to comedies, and now we're at 500 Days of Summer. I like to call it's a
rom-com.
No, but it's a dramedy as well. It's a dramedy.
It's a sad rom-com.
It is. But even in it, it actually says this is not a love story.
Well, yeah, but then it also says that it's not true. And we all know that it is.
Yeah. Where's my phone?
Did you lose your phone?
I lost my notes.
Yeah, I forgot. Jenny Baker?
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, he says screw you to some girl at the beginning. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what
He's like, this isn't about you, Jenny.
Jenny Beckman.
Oh,
I really wonder what she did. Like, did she do the same thing in this movie? Did she just not,
there's probably,
reciprocate
There's probably an E-Talk interview about it.
Oh, probably. Well, that's the thing. So, I hate special features on DVDs. I know that sounds really weird.
Oh, yeah, because you watched the DVD. I rented them. I don't know what any of the featurettes are.
Well, it's not I don't have a problem with the featurettes. I just kind of forget about them. But I don't understand how people watch a movie from beginning to end with the commentary on.
Oh, I've done it.
It's just people talking in your ear throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
If it's a good movie, I'm like, shut up! I'm watching.
No, because you've already seen the movie.
No, that doesn't. No.
I couldn't tell you which one. I've only done it once that I can remember that I've watched the commentary over the movie, and I couldn't even tell you what it was, but the cast was hilarious and it was great, but I don't know what it was.
I tried. So they have on this DVD they have deleted scenes, and you can watch the deleted scenes with the commentary on it. So what I did, I watched the movie and I was like, hey, let me check out what the special features is. Maybe I'll start talking about those more or whatever. And I literally did one scene and it was about 3 minutes long. And I wanted to break my TV and throw it out the window because I was just like, I can't do this. This is just not acceptable.
Okay, but I felt that way about the whole movie. I didn't even finish the movie because I had to leave and get into a car.
Oh my god, why? So what did you hate so much about it?
So I used to like this movie because I like Zoey Deschanel and I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
But this movie's not that old. This is 2009. This is not from when you were 5.
No. What does that mean? I could still have enjoyed it and no longer like it. Things change. People change.
That is true.
There's certain instances in people's lives where you're like, well, she's a bitch.
Well, that's the thing. Rewatching this movie, despite the fact that I still liked the movie,
yeah,
both of these people are not good people. They're nice people, really.
Did I say I hated it? I feel like that's a strong term.
Okay.
I didn't like it as much the first time. Like, the first time I thought it was funny and cute and like, ha ha ha. Watching it the second time, I was like, wow, she's a terrible person.
He's a terrible person.
He's also has clearly some problems that he should work out and stop bugging his like 11-year-old sister for help on everything. Like, geez, let the girl play soccer.
Who's apparently dating everybody in her class.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really like, I was like, go girl, but at the same time I'm like, what? You seem to, what?
He can't find one and she's dating all of them.
Yeah, which I thought was weird. But the thing is like, his sister and his two best friends are completely different parts of his personality, like their representations. So, like, what's the name of the guy from Criminal Minds?
Matthew Gregg Hugler, who's totally tubular.
Yes, he's great. Anyway.
That's his Tumblr. That's his Tumblr's website.
Oh my god.
That he's tubular.
I did not do that much research into it.
I used to be really obsessed with him.
Personally, I think he looks good in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, definitely compared to how he looks on Criminal Minds this season. That's for sure.
I have not watched an episode of Criminal Minds in at least 4 years.
But he's not really in this movie that much.
But he's in it enough. But he does... But
yeah, I guess they're all in it enough.
Yes. Like, to fill his world and to understand the different perspectives.
Yeah.
Because, like, his character, he met his wife in, like, grade 6 or 7 or something like that. And
grade 7, they had the same schedule.
Yes. And they got married in like university or college or whatever, and they've been together ever since. And he's like, she's better than the perfect woman. She's real, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
And but that points to JGL's his character's idealism. Like, he believes in true love. He believes in all that kind of stuff. And then you have his other friend who hasn't had a date since grade 7, who's been single perpetually and is just manic about women, but has no idea what to do, which is also part of his persona. And then there's his sister who's dating everybody with no actual emotion attached to it, right? So all of those 3 people put together is his character. And he's really getting advice from, different, people on his shoulder.
So are any of them really alive?
That's oh my god.
Isn't that in another movie?
You find out that he's actually just in a coma and he's,
Yeah. Do you have Identity? Is that Identity? That's the plot for Identity.
Yes. I do not have Identity.
Oh, well.
I know. I'm sorry that Identity will not be reviewed. Or maybe I might do a special day where people ooh, I recommend these ones, and then we do that or something. I have no idea.
I don't know if I'd recommend it, but it's the same plot that I just made up for 500 Days of Summer.
Yes. But I don't think this one. I don't think they're going that.
The people are real. He had some friends too.
They just happen to mirror some of his traits.
Yes,
that's all it is.
But isn't it? You're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, or something like that. Yeah, well, because you tend to look for people that have at least some of your traits in them. Yeah, like people say opposites attract. It's true. But at the same time, that person who's opposite is the same way as you in some way. Yeah, right. They can have that's where you get the connection. Hobbies, but they probably still think the same way. Yeah, they have their general logic works out to be the same. No one can connect with the Summer Girl. No, because she is not a nice person. I mean, like, they do go over the fact that she said she didn't want a boyfriend. She wasn't looking for anything serious and all this kind of stuff. She didn't say she didn't want a boyfriend. She said she didn't want to be someone's girlfriend. Yeah. And then she went and got married. And that's the thing that really pisses me off about it. That's what bugged me. But actually, it's not even that. It's the fact that, so she's like, I don't want to be someone's girlfriend, but she did everything possible within the movie to be his girlfriend, and then got mad that she was trapped as someone's girlfriend. Yes. And I was just like, but what are you doing? You know? Like, and I think, that's one reason I really don't like it, is I feel like I know how he feels, because, that was my life, last year. As I'm mumbling that. But, so, I think I get, hates feelings on, why he's so hurt and upset from it, and, he's justified for it. I mean, the breaking the plates probably wasn't necessary. Yeah. But yeah, she pretty much does everything that's like, hey, I'm your girlfriend, but like don't you dare call me.
Well, because even at the beginning of the movie when they go to karaoke with the office and they put and she's like, I don't want to be anybody's girlfriend. He's resigned to that's fine.
Yeah.
But then when they see each other on Monday and they're in the copy room, she walks up to him out of the blue and kisses him. Well, and he's like, what the hell?
Didn't she ask him at karaoke too if he liked her?
Yeah. Well, because the friend said,
yeah,
does he like her? And then when the friend left, she was like, do you like me? And he was like, yeah. And she's like, as a friend? And he's like, yeah. And he was resigned to being the friend. Yeah. And she's the one who stepped over the line in the end, right? Yeah. And then she kept going for it. She's like, who goes to Ikea after knowing each other or being in a situation after like 10 days?
Who has that much fun at Ikea ever?
No.
I've never left Ikea without getting in a fight.
I'm going to say this. I am not sponsored by Ikea. But I love Ikea.
Oh, I love Ikea.
And please, Erika, look around this room.
Have you not seen my apartment? No, literally everything in my apartment, my bed including, is from Ikea. I have nothing wrong with Ikea. I'm just saying nobody has fun in Ikea.
Oh, I have a good time in Ikea.
Oh, I don't.
No. The only time I don't have fun in Ikea when I'm like, look, I'm going to Ikea for this one thing. I just want to go in and get it, and then I end up in there for like 6 hours and buy like 600 things.
That's because you got lost in the maze. You got to know the shortcuts.
But that's the whole... No. I know the shortcuts. I still get distracted beelining for the shortcuts because I'll be like, oh, look, there's something over there. It's a
You don't go upstairs then. You just go through the marketplace. But you don't even go through the marketplace. You just go to like the warehouse pickup zone and pick your things up.
Oh yeah, no. But it's Ikea. You gotta go through Ikea. You gotta see the
No,
things.
You don't. That's where fights start.
Oh, I know. I enjoy Ikea.
I actually went to Ikea once with a boyfriend. To pick up he moved in with his friend or something, his best friend. And they needed stuff, so when he got back from the States, I picked him up at the airport, and we like literally went to Ikea right from the airport, and he just handed me a list. He's like, I picked everything out online. You can pick it up for me, please. I can't handle this.
Really?
Just like instantly could not handle being in Ikea. It wasn't even busy. There weren't that many people, and he was just like, I can't handle this.
Yeah, but if you have a list already, you can literally go into the marketplace area, walk up to a person and be like, this is what I want. And
no, we had to go upstairs because he had to try the mattresses out first. I have an Ikea mattress too. I like my Ikea mattress.
Mm-hmm. Mattresses are great.
Yeah, my entire Ikea bed frame, mattress, everything, sheets, pillows, $350.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah. So yeah, I did not have that fun Ikea experience with a boyfriend or a male friend. I just did air quotes.
I must admit, I've never gone to Ikea with people that are not my family. I refuse to go with friends, and I refuse to go with significant others.
I've gone with friends.
But I've only gone with family. Like, I'll go with my mom and stuff.
I took other Tracy to Ikea for the very first time when we moved in together. She's not from an Ikea place.
That's so sad.
Yeah, we had fun.
Well, yeah.
But you don't have fun in Ikea with a boyfriend. I'm sorry. That's not a thing.
Well, no. And that's the thing. Like, I was watching that part. I'm like, that's not how that works.
No.
No, that's not. No.
You don't run around like,
Also, the other thing I was thinking is just, like, as a person who's at Ikea, if I saw that, I would trip one of them. Because I was like, no, this is not how Ikea works.
I would have been the Asian family in their bathroom. Just thinking, like, are you serious, though? Just go home.
This is not. You're
Get
in the wrong
one
place.
thing you need and just go.
Yeah, they were probably there for a shower curtain or something.
Well, she said what she needed, but it was I don't know, it was Swedish.
Yeah, that's true. The food and gluten?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll agree to that.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds right.
That sounds. Wow, I made up words. I feel like a horrible person right now. It was a Billy bookcase, I swear. I know. That's the only thing I can remember.
Everything's Swedish except for the Billy bookcase.
Or the Malm.
Is that
Chester drawers or
I have that.
The bedroom set, yes.
And that got recalled, but I did not take mine back because that was too much work.
That's true.
I would have had to empty the drawers out, take it apart, put it in the car somehow, and drive it back to Ikea.
Really? They couldn't figure out a way to just, like, come pick it up or something? If you called, like, they don't have, like, a hotline?
No. You had to return it to the store to get the free one. And so I was just like, it's fine. There's no children climbing on mine.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, they always give you the things so you can, like, adhere things to the walls and stuff. Yeah.
It's rentals. You can't put holes in the walls.
Oh. I just pointed to a wall of art, and there's a whole bunch of holes behind that art, I must admit.
I fully understand it, but I think securing your furniture to the wall is a different thing.
It's a bit much, yes. Yeah, it's true. Like, I don't have little kids running around here either.
Are you climbing your DVD shelves there?
As an adult, no. So I'm good. I don't think they're ladders, and I can just reach the top with my arm. So.
Oh, are you tall enough?
To reach up. Well, how do you think that stuff got up there?
Your brother?
No. My brother's the same height as... Well, no, he's like an inch taller than me. It's fine.
No.
It's not that much right now. We're good. Yes. She knows my brother, too.
He's awesome and famous.
Okay.
He's how we met.
I'm more awesome than him.
I know, but you walked in and just quietly sat down behind me and didn't say anything for like the first 3 days.
Yeah, and then I said something offensive because I remember this, you were having a conversation with other people about your roommate, Tracy. And they were like, who's Tracy? And I turned around, I'm like, I'm the black one. And you guys all looked at me like I was psychotic. And I was like, okay, there's my intro done. I'm going to turn back around now.
And then our boss came in and was like, that's Quincy's sister. I was like, I know you.
Yes.
Your voice. I know her voice, just like many of you.
Yeah.
I only had known her voice.
Yeah. So I had done some audio work for a video, and Erika had the pleasure of editing that video.
Because I'm skilled at editing. I have a YouTube channel.
Exactly. So yeah, she had known my voice, not my face, so it was fine. Everything's good.
It was great.
Yeah. I was pretty sure everybody hated me when I showed up, and I was like...
We didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
We thought you were the new QA.
Well, I was the new QA.
Yeah, but not like the new QA.
Okay.
I keep making air quotes.
Yeah, they can't see the air quotes.
I know, I'm not used to this. I have a video.
Yeah, you gotta say quote unquote QA. Boosh.
Yeah, but I do it as I'm saying it. I gotta think ahead. I don't think before I speak. We just filmed a video together. You know I don't talk properly.
That's true. It's fine. We'll make it work. But anyways,
yeah.
500 Days of Summer. I actually still really, despite the fact that I realized I hated Zoey Deschanel's character a lot more this time that I watched it, and I also realized I always thought, like, I knew she wasn't great, and I felt bad for JGL's character, but at the same time I realized, she's a lot more horrible now that I've rewatched it, and his character isn't that great either.
No, his character's, I don't really think I liked his character beforehand. I mean, there's got to be some girls that like that as a boyfriend, but I was just very like, you're so like, I don't even know. I just was not turned on by his character at all.
Really? I don't know. I think I had a thing for his sweater vests. Every day of work,
and his
except for the day that he quits, he has on a different sweater vest.
I did not notice that.
I noticed. I'm like, ooh, sweater vest. Ooh, sweater vest. I was very excited about the sweater vest.
Did he have one on when he walked in hungover? Or was that the day he quit?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, no, the day he quit, he was not hungover. He was just pissed off.
Oh.
But that day he did not have on a sweater vest. And that was, like, the start of his new life. And he had on a suit instead. When he went to, like, his injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
But up until that point, it was slacks, a button-up shirt, and a sweater vest.
Yeah, was not into the sweater vest.
Yeah.
I mean, he's adorable and everything else he films, but not the sweater vests.
Really? I don't know. Yeah. I was all about it.
And then I thought she was fine because I thought she was like this small city girl living in the big city. So like it made sense to me that she didn't want to be in a relationship because she just moved there and all this stuff. And then now I'm watching it and I'm like, you did not go about that the right way.
No, but like I said, it's the reason why you dislike her is the fact that she goes on and on about not wanting to be someone's girlfriend. Or she keeps pushing herself away, but every time he's like fine and walks away, she goes back and is like, "What are you doing? Let's sleep together. Let me tell you secrets. Let me kiss you. Let me do all of these things to make you think that we're actually in a relationship." And then she's like, "We're not in a relationship. What are you talking about? This is not what this is all about."
Yeah,
and that doesn't make any sense. That's just playing with somebody. And the thing is that by the end of the movie, they break up. and they get back, like, and she gets married within months.
Oh, within months. It was so short because they broke up and then they went, it must have been like a couple weeks. They went to that wedding together.
Yeah.
Not together. They went to the wedding separate, but they ran into each other on the train.
So based on my notes, they broke up on day 290.
Okay.
Okay. And on the day they do the split screen party thing is day 408. So that's what, 118 days? So that is
3.9 months.
Yeah, and that's the time, like, she finds
She's already
somebody else.
engaged.
She gets engaged. But, I mean, she tells him that on the train and at the wedding, he hadn't proposed to her yet.
Yeah.
Right? But by the time that happens, it's, she's engaged at the party, and then the next time they see each other is...
Not even day 500.
It's not day 500, no.
Because I thought day 500 ended with them when they broke up, and then I was reminded when I rewatched it that is not correct. Because they break up, but it's still 500 days of her because he's still dealing with it.
Yeah.
And I understand him.
And I thought I had a note on this, but no. Yeah, like, I think they see each other on day, like, 480 something.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, 490.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it's, like, right around there.
Yeah. And she is married. Like, and she's married.
So they got engaged at 4 months, and then they got married at, like, what?
Maybe
like,
five? Yeah. It wasn't very much.
I bet she met him when they started, quote-unquote, dating.
Yeah. Or she was, like, or it was somebody, like, on the side that she'd been doing the same thing with.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And she just picked him.
I think that makes her a horrible person because she's just playing with people at that point in time. It's not nice.
I think that type of person is a horrible person.
Yeah. But the problem is with him, though, is that he believes he has a right. Because he likes her, he has a right to her, which is not a way of thinking.
Oh,
it's not acceptable.
Yeah. No, and I also didn't like that he got really mad at her for not telling him that she got engaged, even when she said that she didn't know on the train. Mm-hmm. Because it's not his life anymore. Like, she ended what it was, and it's not really, like, if that person that she's with now has no way of interacting with him, like, there's no, like, they're not.
But I think on the train when they're going to the wedding, she should have said something to him.
Oh yeah, but she doesn't need to, like, call him and be like, oh, I'm engaged now, or call him and be like, oh, we're dating. But no, like, she shouldn't have danced with him or said something at that time.
But they got so when he's told that he found out, so when they're sitting on the bench watching the city at the end of the movie, and it's the last day they interact with each other, that's when he finds out that she wasn't engaged when they were on the train. Yeah. Right? Because he's like, well, why didn't you tell me? He's like, well, he hadn't proposed yet. Yeah. But she should have said something like, because he's like, how are things going? Say, like, oh, I have a boyfriend now, blah, blah, blah. And, you can be friends at that point. He knows... where he can go and how things are going, whatever. But if you're there and you're flirty and you're like, everything's great, let's dance and blah, 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 and let me fall asleep on you and all this kind of stuff, and then you invite him to a party out of the blue, he's just like, I'm in.
And her boyfriend wasn't even at the party, or her fiance at that point.
Well, if he was, we weren't introduced.
Yeah.
But, like, her friend was like, oh, let me see the ring. Like, you just see the image of them staring at him. That's how he figures it out. But I still think... either way, it's mean. Like, he can't be mad that she's living her life, but she should also give him some sort of warning that things are moving on. Yeah.
That they're not getting back together.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure that he thought they were getting back together, but he thought
at least there was a chance. Based on the split screen movie. Yeah. Like, his expectations of it was that the party would be like them sitting at the end of the table being all flirty and cute and adorable and like all that stuff. So to me, I saw it as like he thought that there was definitely a chance that they'd get back together.
Yeah. There's a chance that he can at least try and work his way in, you know? Whereas, in reality, of course, you saw with it is that she's minding her own business. And he's at a party and he's being, disgruntled and grumpy because she's not talking to him the way
I wouldn't have even gone to the party, but I mean that's...
Well, but that's because he thought he was like, I had an in. I'll go to the party. Like, But if she had said, hey, I have a boyfriend, but hey, I'm having a party, you show up, then definitely not.
No.
There's no way.
No, go hang out with your friends.
Friends or something, you know, go break some more plates at home or get
plate
drunk
breaking.
or something. It gets out a level of aggression, I think. I think that's all it is.
I kind of want to go do it. They have a place in Toronto that you can go do that.
They set up like a room or something, and you get like a baseball bat and like, you know, goggles, and you like go break stuff, and that's it. I should check into that too. I think. Yeah,
let's go next video.
Yeah. Oh, next video, us breaking stuff in like a place. That'd be amazing.
Sounds great.
It sounds like fun.
I'm into that.
Do it. Those are my notes. I did like the use of that split screen though for the expectations versus reality.
I really like that because I liked seeing how he thought it was gonna go versus like how it actually did go.
Yeah,
because you don't get that in a lot of movies.
No, you don't.
Especially Hallmark movies, they don't do that.
No, they don't at all. Oh my god, everything Hallmark is goes perfectly how you want it to go. This is how everything is supposed to be.
No, I feel like we watched a couple that they don't go that way. They don't go the girls' way. Really? They probably weren't Hallmark. They were probably that other company.
Yeah. Because as far as I know, all of those movies that we've watched, by the end of the movie, they all get together exactly the same way. Sure, little things are a little different than you expect them to be, but, you know, they all end up with their happy endings. Just like, oh, my wishes come true. Yeah. Yay. Now I can have it all. Oh, my God.
Are you done?
I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to make fun of Hallmark movies.
You'll never be invited to Wine Night Wednesdays, girls. I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Isn't it Thirsty Thursdays now?
No. Other Tracy says that that's not a thing.
That's not. Why is that not? It's alliterative. You're supposed to do that. She hates it.
Plus, I'm not drinking anymore, so it's just like girls' night, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's girls' night.
Girls' night with Hallmark.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about a Hallmark movie, though. Even the fact that you guys really enjoy them, and I sit there critiquing the crap out of them. One thing about them is you can sit and gossip and then turn back and still know what's going on and then sit and gossip. Yeah. You don't have to pay too much attention to it.
Unlike
so it makes it work.
500 Days of Summer, you had to pay attention to it.
You do. You really do, because you're just like, what day is this? What's happening? They really use like the because it's not chronological.
That's what I was gonna say. I really like that it bounces. What is it, like the first part starts off with them like having a horrible time in IKEA, and then it's like this is what it used to be. That's like what his joke there is about. Yeah, actually was funny at the start of all of this. Yeah, I like how they did that.
What's the random joke that he says? Oh, the taps
don't work.
And then it goes back to show you when that joke was funny.
Yeah, because he says it and she just like looks at him like, oh my god. And then
the way she rolls her eyes and just like walks through, she's like, yeah, okay. It's so brutal. It's so brutal.
I've done that in relationships. Should be a signal. I literally eat all of these.
Twizzlers makes melts happy.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, Twizzlers.
Yeah, because I eat a lot of those things in here, which is horrible.
Are they strawberry?
Yeah. I don't like regular licorice. I don't understand people who eat regular licorice. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I also hate the pull and peel ones or whatever.
No.
They're like, they taste the same. No, they don't. They taste completely different. They're not.
I also don't want to work for my food. That's why I don't like cheese strings.
Well, cheese strings, usually when I get them, I just bite into them. You don't really have to peel them.
No, you have to peel them.
That's the whole point?
Yeah.
I guess. It's fine.
The Twizzlers that you peeled, you just bite into it? No, you peel them.
That's true. I really do. I'm just like, I can't just eat them as a regular Twizzler, but what is the point of this? It makes no sense.
No.
Can I say just one last thing?
You can say all the last thing. Oh, you have Hocus Pocus?
Yeah. Sorry. It's a great
book.
Yeah,
it's a book?
These are books. The Kurt Vonnegut Hocus Pocus? Yeah.
I did not know that was a book. Is that the same as the movie?
No, it's it's very different.
Never mind.
It's very different things.
Okay, what do you want?
But I do recommend watching that. Okay. I know this is supposed to be just like a thing within the movie to show that he's moving on in his life and it's another season of his life. But seriously, don't date women with seasonal names. That's really annoying, okay?
Oh, see, I missed. Okay, so I missed what? Did I say the last 13 minutes
something like that. Yeah. So
but I kind of remembered that.
Yeah, the last girl's name is Autumn, and I was just like, seriously, dude, just
maybe that's not their
Julia or something.
Maybe that's not their real names.
I mean,
maybe Summer's not her real name. I mean, it's not. It's Jenny, and then Autumn.
Sorry, what?
Summer's after Jenny. It's the beginning of the movie.
Summer's not Jenny.
Like, this is not true. Jenny, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
But maybe that's not their real names. Maybe that's just their names, like their
personas that he gives them for the different moments in life.
She was during the summer. But she wasn't during the summer. She was 500 days, which is a lot longer than
a year and
summer.
a half. But my thing, though, is that it's more of like seasons of life. But if his season of life, his autumn is at like 26 or 27, is that right? Like, does that mean like that's also the person he met, fell in love with, got married, and then when he dies, that's the winter of his life? Or is he going to meet somebody else at that point in time?
We'll never know.
That's true.
But also, was
she for like 30 years.
Was she not applying for the same job he was?
Yes, and they wished each other that neither of them got it. So
it's gonna go well.
Yeah, they were gonna get coffee and figure it out afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. One other note, I was very happy to see Clark Gregg in this.
Oh, I love Clark Gregg.
I know. He just shows up, like, the thing is, until he was in the Marvel movies, people were just like, he's not a big deal. But he was in so much stuff beforehand. Clark
has been in a lot of things. Like,
I really enjoyed the TV show.
Oh my god.
The New Adventures of
Old Christine.
Love that show. Loved it. I don't know if it was just Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I love her too. Yeah. I love her and I love him. The kid was fine. I don't know. Was it in the mom? Her mom? Her nanny? His new wife. It was his new wife.
His new wife, yeah.
Yeah, she was cool too. But I love the two of them and I love him and everything he's been in.
Yeah. He's fun.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. I got a couple movies with him in it, so yeah.
Cool. Can I come back?
Yeah, you totally can. For sure.
What are they?
Huh?
Which one's it?
The only one I can think of off my head, off the top, I know I have him in more than 2 movies, but the next one off the top of my head is Choke. I know that. He actually wrote the screenplay and directed that one.
I have not seen that.
It has Sam Rockwell in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
I like him too.
Great combination of people in it.
Okay, cool.
And it's based off a book by Chuck Palahniuk. Which it's a book that I actually really enjoy. But I find I know it's sort of artistic license when they switch from book to film. Yeah. But unlike previous, like Fight Club, of course, is the other Chuck Palahniuk book that moved to film. They took out things out of that book that were really relevant and really important for the story to have that impact. And they missed it. And I was just like, no, why did you take out that one thing? But you'll have to wait for that one. It's fine.
It's a good segue into the next movie.
I know. And so, okay, so, I think that's, do you have anything else to say about 500 Days of Summer?
I really hope I can buy those greeting cards with that cat on them.
You want to reach for the stars and you can do whatever?
Yeah, what was the you can do it? Was it jumping off the building?
Yeah, so to catch a bird.
Yeah.
Like, that cat's gonna die. That's so dark.
Don't tell him he can do it.
Yeah, just be like, no, you can't do it. You stay on that roof. You just stay put. Everything's fine. Oh, alright. So anyway, let's move over to some sci-fi stuff. What up? A Scanner Darkly, which came out in 2006.
Which is a movie based off of a book.
Yes, by Philip K. Dick.
Yes.
What? So, what did you think?
So Philip K. Dick is actually one of my favorite authors. Mm-hmm. I've read most of his books, which until A Scanner Darkly came out, were insanely difficult to find. Mm-hmm. They were, they had stopped producing them or making copies of them years and years before. I don't actually remember why they decided to make A Scanner Darkly. Do you have notes on that?
I do not know why they started to make it, but they also started to make, so for example, the movie Paycheck was based off of one of his books.
Yeah.
So was Minority Report.
Okay, so.
Oh, God.
Do you have Minority Report?
I do have Minority Report.
Okay, so my one comment on that.
Yeah.
It is nothing like the book. The book's actually also called Do Androids Dream
No. That's Blade Runner.
Oh, it's Blade Runner. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. Which one's Minority Report off of?
Minority Report is off of a book called Minority Report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blade Runner I have problems with. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, the story in Blade Runner and Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is, like, 95% different.
Yeah.
They take the concept, they take, replicants, and they take Deckard, and then that's pretty much it, and create their own world.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the movie and the book are completely separate entities, will drive people crazy, but at the same time, the book is good and the movie is good. So
yeah, I just don't like that they're saying they're based off of shit. So, but Scanner Darkly, I didn't reread Scanner Darkly leading into this. Mm-hmm. Probably should have. But from what I remember from when I saw the movie when it first came out, I believe it's relatively the same as the book. Mm-hmm. I actually really loved the book when it came out. I don't know what was going on with me as a child. Because what was it? Did you say 2006? What did we talked about this earlier?
2006.
So yeah, so I was 20 when it came out. I was a child. And I really liked the book. I liked the way the movie was done, but rewatching them, and I'm pretty sure I liked the movie when it came out, but rewatching the movie, I was like, that's some weird shit.
It is weird. I must admit, okay, so I went on a quest, like, 10 years ago, because I liked the movies that were based on Philip K. Dick's books.
Yeah.
To try to read some of his books.
Oh, I've read almost all of them.
I read
except for Minority.
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and Minority Report. Those are the only two I was able to actually physically get through reading.
Oh, so did you try others?
I tried. A Scanner Darkly is one of the ones I tried, and that's one of the reasons why I bought this movie was because I would get to like page 30, and I'm just like, what is even happening? I'm so bored. Nothing's going on. Huh? And then I literally tried to read that book about 6 times. But I got to about 30, 35, and I would give up.
Did you feel about the movie?
No.
Huh.
I don't know. I think maybe it's because the visual representation is so much faster than the book. So, like, for example, based on, like, after I watched the movie, I realized those first 35 pages is literally that first scene of him in
like
that
you just have to
suit.
Get through that part.
Yeah, I find it really difficult to get through. And I'm that person that if you don't catch me around 30, 40 pages, I'm going to just put the book down. Because if I get any further, I'm going to want to read the whole thing, and then it'll take me like a year and a half to read a 150-page book, and that's stupid.
I got, on a side note, into American Gods. I think I'm like 70% into the book. Can't do it.
Yeah, no. I did that with Neil Stevenson as well, like Snow Crash. I tried reading that book like 3 times. First 50 pages, it's about they're describing this technology and all this stuff that's happening and stuff, and then you find out it's a pizza delivery car and it's a dude, and then I was just like, can't do it, done,
One of his, I'm trying to find his book that I absolutely love. One of his photos is him and a cat.
Everybody loves cats. Cats are great. It's fine.
They really do a horrible job at telling you what all his
Philip
books
K.
are.
Dick books?
Like, just show me the list of all the books. There was one that I read that I absolutely loved.
What's
and
it
I think
about?
you should read it. Oh, I read A Maze of Death too. I've read so many
that's the thing, because even like Blade Runner, I read that like I'd probably seen the movie Blade Runner 30 times, and then I read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
See, I couldn't get into that
book is difficult to get through. It's so hard. But again, it's a 150-page book that took me like 3 months to read for no reason.
I think that's the one that I got 30 pages into it, and I was like, I can't.
You can do it?
I think they were explaining the sheep. I think it was literally like the start of the book, and I just could not get past it.
I haven't read it in so many years.
I've read so many of these books.
And then...
Ooh, Mr. Futurality. Dr. Just continue. The Cosmic Puppets. The Cosmic Puppets I read.
I haven't even read
absolutely loved it. That one's my favorite.
Is that a book or one of his short stories that's in a compilation?
It's a book.
Because I saw... It's
127 pages, so it will take you 5 years to read.
Probably, yes. Because there's a whole bunch of his stories.
Yeah, I have those.
There's a whole bunch of like compilation books that are out there.
I have those too.
And I keep thinking, I'm like, maybe I should pick up one and try reading a couple of the shorter stories and stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I actually read Minority Report, was because of that. It was just it's a novella. It's 98 pages, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's super short. It still took me like 3 weeks to read for no reason, which is just ridiculous. Because if I like a book, I will read that in a day. That's not a problem. But his books are just, it's just the way he's not his writing style is not your thing. Yeah. Like, I like the world he builds based on the films that come out of the stuff that he's done. Or maybe it's just the fact that I like people's interpretations of what he's done. But at the same time, like, I cannot read his actual novels. The way he writes and his, like,
I can't
his
read
flow
Lord of
of
the
story.
Rings.
Oh, I couldn't read Lord of the Rings either.
I
did read Game of Thrones, though. That was not hard to read.
That.
Oh, I loved it.
I've never actually tried. I watched the TV show and I was like, I can't do this. But the one thing, so with the movie, the one thing I really liked about how they did it and like how it was filmed, do they have a name for that, or we don't know?
Is it like rotoscoped or something? No, rotoscope is like it's just complete animation. But what they did was they filmed it and then they literally drew and painted over the
top
film.
of everything.
Yeah.
But I really liked that because you still, versus it being full animation, you still get like certain parts where like we were watching it and I'm like, oh yeah, like that is Robert Downey Jr. and that's something Keanu Reeves would do. And it's because they actually are doing it. Yeah. But because it's a weird world that they live in and like it's a weird drug thing that's happening to them, I liked that was how the movie was made, because it kind of was like, oh, maybe that is what's happening inside of his brain, that everything does look that way. You get the dissociation from the drug use as well as you understand that it is still a reality, right? Because you recognize the people, you recognize the world. It's just made in such a way that you're just like, this isn't right, you know? Yeah. Like, even at the very beginning where it's the first time he gets out of the suit and his brain isn't broken as yet. And he's just walking on the street and he's just talking to people. Yeah, his friends are druggies and stuff, but he's got his... He's fine. He's got his stuff together. Yeah, he's got his stuff together. His ducks in a row. Yeah, and you're like, okay, this is just a day. All right, fine. But, you know, this animation layer makes you dissociate from it. Makes you realize there's something fishy happening, right? Yeah, something's going wrong. Something's going wrong. But especially I think that's one of the reasons why that opening scene is so effective, where it's just credits and it rolls over and it's the guy with the bugs coming out of his hair, and he then ends up in the shower with his dog, which I thought was hilarious. It's twisted because obviously he's crazy and losing his mind and stuff. That's what I got. So I watched that entire scene. Mm-hmm. And then I got through the guy on stage talking. Yeah. And for some reason, I just thought he was like, okay, first off, I thought he was speaking Spanish. And so I thought it was just like in Texas or something. And like, that's just what it was. And I was like, okay, this movie doesn't have subtitles. It's fine. We'll start speaking English again. It wasn't until Robert Downey Jr.'s character started talking where I was like, I'm not watching the English version. I'm watching the French version of this movie. I've paid and downloaded the French version of this film, and now I don't know what to do about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. That was, so that was how I perceived the start of the movie. They're like, these French people are weird. Yeah, yes. They're not speaking French. Oh, no. And I don't even, like, it's weird. Like, I remembered what the movie was mostly about, but for some reason, like, I can't. My brain's like, that's not what the book was about. But I remember, like, leaving. My dad took me to see the movie, which is why, I was 20, so I thought he, like, took me because it was rated R or something, but that doesn't make sense. So we went to go see it, and I just remember leaving being like, yeah, that was close to the book, and now I'm just like... Yeah, I think it's one of those points where you're like, should I reread the book to verify this, or should I just let it be? I'm gonna let it be. There's so many other of his books that I want to read, and I'm rereading a series right now. Mm-hmm. Just like I like rewatching movies, I'm rereading a book. That's the thing. I'm very, I love rewatching TV shows. I love rewatching movies and stuff, especially things that I really like. Yeah.
But I have a real hard issue with rereading books specifically. I don't know if it's like the time period it takes to reread them or what. Because I'm just like, oh, I remember this part, and then I skip over it, and then I read something else, and I skip over it. And
I would agree with that, but I don't remember anything from this book.
No?
I think it came out in like 98 or something.
Okay.
And so it's a series that I thought ended after 3.
Okay.
And then like last week at work, I found out it's 7.
A Scanner Darkly?
No. It's a different book.
Okay.
But a different book series that I'm rereading.
Okay.
Because I thought it ended at 3 books, and there's 7 of them.
Oh, so then you're...
So I'm rereading the first
3 to catch up with the rest? Yeah. Well, if George R. R. Martin gets off his butt and finishes his series, I'm going to have to reread all of those books because, A, the confusion between the book and the TV show... Oh my God!
And the fact,
yeah, and the thing that it's Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, I don't know this thing.
And
I don't follow that.
What is wrong with you? It's so I understand. I understand why people think it's trashy, especially the TV show version, because HBO went full on for here's all the nudity. You're gonna see all of the nudity, right? But the thing is, in the books, like, George R. R. Martin he's into his dirty old madness. Like, there's boobs, there's prostitutes, there's every other scene. But I think in written form, it's easier to forget that there's naked people standing around you while two people are having conversations.
You don't see them.
You don't see them, right? So you get over that and you get into the intrigue and the deception and you can see the chess pieces moving easier than, oh my God, what are they doing? Oh my God, what are they doing back there? And you're hiding your face kind of thing, right? So yeah, I don't know. It's fine.
With The Scanner Darkly, I didn't realize who the actress was until she was no longer like druggy.
Winona Ryder?
Yeah, I had like a really hard time because you can't like fully see her face.
Yeah.
And for me, like her voice, I was like, I know the voice, but like I can't place her. Mm-hmm. And then she like comes out of the room like with like her hair done nicely and like in normal clothes. I'm like, oh. Yeah.
I actually forgot Robert Downey Jr. was in this movie.
So did I.
Yeah. And I was watching, wait a second, that's Robert Downey Jr.
I knew what was his name?
Woody Harrelson?
No, the guy with the bugs that's only in like half the movie.
Oh, him who's in like a bunch of like random things.
Coltrane? I just remember him from Empire Records.
That's the thing. I don't remember him from Empire Records. I remember him from Galaxy Quest. I think that's the same guy, right? Is that the same guy?
Are we talking about the same guy?
I think so.
But he's in like the beginning of Empire Records. He goes to Vegas.
Rory Cochrane.
Cochrane, yeah.
It says Empire Records there. He's in Argo. Is he not the same guy that was in...
He was on CSI Miami.
Yes. Do you remember that? Am I thinking of this the wrong person?
What movie? What movie?
Isn't it him in Galaxy Quest?
Look up Galaxy Quest. Which one's... Is Galaxy Quest where Tim Allen's an alien?
No, it's where it's like a farce of like Star Trek, and these aliens have seen the show and they have built their life around it because their life is amazing, and they come to him and take him to their ship to save them from like an intergalactic war.
No idea.
No?
No.
Okay.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to that podcast.
That is something that I have. Oh yeah, and Sam Rockwell's in that movie too. Oh. So good. Oh no, it's Jed Reeves. Oh, I get them. They look.
Who is Jed Reeves?
This guy. That guy.
Oh yeah.
They look kind of the same. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Ignore me. I'm incorrect. I'm thinking of something completely different. It's fine.
Jeez, about your own.
He was in Dazed and Confused.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Have that one too. We'll talk about that.
Oh, I love that one.
But I really liked Rory Cochrane in there. The scene where the suicide scene that we watched.
Yeah, that was weird.
But it was so good though.
I liked the story overlay of obviously what he was probably thinking. That was what he was thinking, right? While he was doing it?
Yeah, pretty much. Because
he doesn't actually die.
No, well, he lives because he didn't actually... The drugs that were given to him were the wrong drugs.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then he just kind of sat there and, what is it? A dimension a creature from between dimensions shows up and starts reading his sins from his life.
Yes.
Which I thought was amazing.
Yes. It was like 100 years later, they finally reached grade 6.
Yes.
Poor guy.
I know it's weird, but this is the movie. There's only 2 movies I can think of that has funny suicide scenes, which seems like an oxymoronic
funny
statement.
Suicide scenes.
But it's true. So there's a movie called A Serious Man. It was directed by Tom Ford and has oh my god, what's her name? I'm gonna go blank right now. The redhead. You know what I'm talking about.
From Mad Men?
No.
So redhead.
Not A Serious Man. That's the wrong one. A Single Man. Is it A Single Man? It's A Single Man. Sorry. So A Single Man. That's directed by Tom Ford. It has Colin Firth and Julianne Moore in it. Also Nicholas Hoult. It's a beautiful movie. It's a really beautiful movie. But there's a scene in it where Colin Firth, he is trying to kill himself.
Oh God. And
he's lying on a bed and he can't get comfortable, and then he just doesn't because he's uncomfortable. And it's just the way the whole scene is just it sounds really horrible and really dark.
Oh, Matthew Goodman's in it.
But yeah, it's so well done. It's such a good movie. And it's also like the thing about Tom Ford is that he doesn't just know about fashion. He knows about visual presence in general, like how to set a scene, how to make people look good and stuff. And that movie, every scene is like a beautiful screenshot that is not wasted.
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that I have to praise him for it, because I think, I'm not going to say what I think about Tom Ford, but it does good work. So I'm not going to say no for it. But yeah, so this and A Single Man and A Scanner Darkly both have very funny suicide scenes where nobody dies. I guess that's what makes it funny.
Attempted suicide scenes.
Attempted suicide scenes? Yes, attempted suicide scenes. So, like, when I was watching that and I was laughing at it, I was thinking of, like, that's like that other movie. It's great.
I just like how it was, like, narrated, and he was just, like, he needed a better drink, so he went out and got one. And then he was lying there, and all you could think about was how at least he had a nice glass of wine.
But I think that's one of the things that make the narration so good, because if that narration wasn't there, it's not that you'd be like, what's going on? You'd figure, like...
You'd kind of get it.
You'd get it, but at the same time, it would not be interesting. It wouldn't be complex.
Was it Robert Downey Jr.'s voice?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it sounded like it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think it sounded like somebody completely different to me.
I'll look it up later.
Yeah. And then there was Woody Harrelson in there who just played a regular Woody Harrelson character.
I have one question for you, though.
Yes.
Do you think he killed his wife and kids?
I actually think his wife and kids don't exist.
Like, ever?
Ever.
Oh, I thought he killed them.
Really?
Yeah.
No. See, I had the feeling that, like in The Office, when his, like, you know, what is the boss, or Hank was telling him, that you're crazy. And he was like, well, I have 2 kids at home. He's like, no, that's impossible. Like, that's, like, you shouldn't have.
But he doesn't anymore.
Yeah, but I don't think he ever did. Because he's murdered them. Think so?
I don't know. He just...
But maybe it's not that he... Like, even if he did have kids and, like, that kid and wife were real at some point in time, I don't think he murdered them. Like, something horrible happened to them, maybe. Or maybe that's why he's part of that task force. Maybe somebody who's on the drug killed them, or maybe his wife was on the drug or something.
There was the whole scene where, like, he gets popcorn out, and then he, like, stands up and hits his head on the cupboard, and then he realizes that he doesn't hate his life or something like that. He hates his family.
No,
and then he's, like, looking at them, and they're, like, standing there in the doorway. And then you never see them again.
No, but what I thought it was the fact that he doesn't hate his job and he doesn't hate his house. He hates his life. Like, because every day is repetitive.
But then he's just, like, looking at them.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But also in the scene in the bed when it's like, I don't know if that's a prostitute or what, whoever he calls over.
Oh, he said what her name, Gail?
Yeah, but like what the person that Hey, first of all, at the end of that scene, is that person dead? Because I'm not sure.
It's his family dead.
Okay, well, but that's the thing. Like, so the face that person changes into in that scene is crazy. The wife, right?
No, it changes into...
No, isn't it the wife?
His girlfriend's face. No. It changes into what's her... Winona Ryder's characters.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes, it did. That's what it was. That's what it alternated back and forth between. Not the wife. The wife was more like proper.
The wife was proper and stuff, but the white, like the person's hair was out, and it wasn't blonde.
No.
Winona's Ryder hair was like had blonde streaks in it.
Not when she was sitting on the couch with them. It was brown. It only looked blonde like that when she came out of the suit thingy.
No. All right.
I have it right there on my phone.
Sure. But was this person dead though?
Oh, back to that.
Cause to
just
me, like
heavily unconscious.
Yeah, but because he like straddles her, grabs something, comes back and shakes her and stuff. Like any.
What does he even grab?
I don't know. Like I have no idea what he's grabbing for. But whatever it is, he doesn't get. Things fall on the floor and make noise. He's like, oh my god. And you're just like, wait, what? And then he turns around and then goes back to sleep and he, and it's like, but is that person dead or is she just really asleep from the drugs or what?
She's just really a heavy sleeper.
Really heavy sleeper?
She's a really heavy sleeper.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Or she's just pretending to be asleep so he'll leave.
No, but that's his house.
He could still leave.
That's true. That's true. So then she could steal his drugs because she knows where his drug stash is.
I was just waiting for her to knock him out so that she could steal his drugs.
Yes.
Because he whipped that big bag out.
Yeah.
And just put it down on the bed shelf headboard thing. And I was like, that's not going to be there when you wake up.
Yeah, not at all.
That's not no.
And my other question was, so the two doctors, like the guy and the girl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Were there actually two doctors, or was it one doctor and he split them into hemispheres of his brain? Because especially the second time you meet them, if you watch their mannerisms and stuff, their movements and stuff match. They do things at the same time. They look at each other a certain way. And only once they actually agree with each other and they say the same thing.
At the same time.
And then the other times they're sort of fighting each other as they're explaining that, the left and the right hemisphere of the brain are fighting each other. But they match movements at the same time while they're saying opposing things.
Watch it that closely.
Okay.
But that would make sense then.
I would think so. But I mean, I don't know if that explains also the scene where he goes in and it's those other two doctors.
And then it's two new it's the original two.
It's the original two doctors, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if, how that kind of goes together or if it's
now I want to reread that and see how that was written in the book.
See, now I have to go find my book and try to reread it again.
I don't want to reread this.
I don't think that's the thing that's going to happen.
I'll have my ebook of the week.
Do you think it's going to hold up as well as the first time you read it? I'm assuming you liked it the first time you read it.
I think I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone... No, you know what it was? So I'd been reading Philip K. Dick for a while, and then I heard that Scanner Darkly was coming out, and then I had to go find it to read it. I think I was actually only interested in seeing A Scanner Darkly because I love Keanu Reeves and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, okay.
And I loved Philip K. Dick's books.
Yeah.
So, as a whole, it seemed like a great thing. And, I thought I liked it as a book. And now I'm just I don't know. Who was I at 20?
I actually think I was the opposite. I tried to read the book and I was like, what? And then I heard the movie was coming out. I'm like, this will explain things. So then I went and saw the movie.
Yeah, I read the book. I know I did. I know I finished it. But it's definitely not one of my favorite of his books. I like a few more of his books way better. Yeah, I know. I just want to at least attempt to reread it or reread that section.
Yeah, just part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
I wonder if I still have
there are definitely areas in the movie where you're just is this reality? Is this his mind playing with him? Are these people real? Or are they're real people, but, like, are their visuals like a misrepresentation or?
Well, I mean, at one point,
something
Woody's and Robert's characters turn into bugs.
Yes. Do you remember that part? And I was like, what? Yeah. Because this reminded me of like Metamorphosis or like Naked Lunch or something. It's like, that's pretty cool.
Naked Lunch?
The movie and the book Naked Lunch. No? Okay.
I'll look it up.
There's bugs in it, and people turn into bugs, and people talk to bugs, and all that kind of stuff.
I'm no longer gonna look it up.
I also have not seen either Naked Lunch or read any of the book I think I was way too young when I tried to read it, and it was probably about 20 years ago. So I don't remember as much about it. I just remember a like cockroach at a typewriter or a beetle at a typewriter at some point. It's like James Woods is in it or something. I'm saying nonsense. Let me look it up. People are just like, you're wrong, Tracy. What are you talking about?
No, but now that you're like beetle at a typewriter, I'm like, that sounds familiar, but I know I haven't read it.
Naked Lunch. Let's see.
Have I?
It's Peter Weller. What am I talking about? And Judy Davis, Ian Holmes.
What's the picture look like?
It's that.
No.
Yes, it's weird. It's super weird things.
And it's a book?
It's based on a book, yeah.
Oh.
But again, like this came out in 1991, and I probably saw this probably about 5 years after that. I think my brain was a little too young at that point, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. This is weird. I kind of like it, but I'm confused.
I feel like I was probably 12 when I saw like A Clockwork Orange or started watching it, and it was like, I don't understand.
I'm gonna make a confession about that. I hate that movie.
I never finished it. I was too young for it. I didn't understand it. It got weird and confusing, and I think I just walked away.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's usually what happens when you're just like, what? Because your brain doesn't hold interest if you're just like, this is confusing. I'm not making sense of it. Just leave it. There's no point to it.
I'm leaving.
I don't like A Clockwork Orange. People that know me are mad at me for not liking it.
I feel like you can have the opinions you want to have, and you don't have to have the same opinions as other people, but that's what makes things like this interesting.
I agree. I don't need to have the same opinion as other people, but other people are still mad at me for not liking certain movies. So
is it your mom?
Oh no! These are like friends and
then
stuff.
Then it doesn't matter. Yeah.
They're just like, what do you mean you don't like this movie? This movie is great. I'm like, you can like. I didn't say you can't like it. I'm just saying I don't like it. You can have your opinion. I have my opinion.
If you want to enjoy it, you can enjoy it.
Exactly. If you watch A Clockwork Orange till the cows come home. You go right ahead. I'm just going to leave you to it and go over there.
And watch something else.
Yes, something much better. Thank you very
much. I'm fine with that. Anywho.
Anyways, what else about a Scanner Dark?
Oh, but who broke down the car then?
Who broke down the car?
Well, the car broke, right? Who broke it?
Who broke the car?
Don't you remember they were like driving along the highway and they
somebody cut the brakes or
they like took the screw out of
the gas thing, so it didn't come back out and they kept going faster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually think it was Robert Downey Jr.'s character based on how
murder scenes.
Yeah. Which is just, like, ridiculous. I love the fact... The thing is, especially with movies like this, when you're the conspiracy theorist or you're the real crazy person, the amount of dialogue you have is ridiculous. He talked so much. Like, how do you even retain that kind of stuff? And especially the speed he's saying, what he's saying, it goes all over the place. And you're just like, what kind of nonsense are you even saying right now? Like, it's so ridiculous. But it still made it, the way he presents it makes it so interesting at the same time. You know he's saying nonsense, but you still want to hear every word of what he has to say.
I want to know more.
Yeah. And you're laughing at how stupid it is, but you're like, what? Keep going, sir.
Please tell me more of this ridiculous story you have.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't even know. Yeah, it's great. I also like the fact that at the beginning of the movie, despite the fact that the vehicles and about half of the technology in the movie dates it, the other half of it, like, you know, like the suits and their surveillance technology and all that kind of stuff sort of puts it in the future. And the fact that at the beginning of the movie, they say 7 years from now instead of putting a specific date on it. No matter when you watch it, technically it's the future because it's just 7 years from now. It's not today. It's 7 years from now. So you can watch it today, you watch it back then, you watch it in the future.
I feel like it is like 7 days from when the movie it came out.
7 years from now?
7 years from it. I don't remember what the book says.
Mm-hmm.
And this is literally the stupidest description.
What?
Just what Google tells you when you're trying to look up movies. It's like, here's a short paragraph
of what the movie is.
Of what the movie's about.
Yeah. Well, the movie is really technically the uncovering of a conspiracy theory, and you just follow someone down the rabbit hole into. Yeah. I mean, tell you the truth, it's half the plot of Total Recall.
I don't think I've seen Total Recall.
Okay, there's literally been two versions of Total Recall, and you need to.
I've seen neither of them.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I would like to say people hate the one with Colin Farrell. Tell you the truth, they're both perfectly good movies. They should not both be called Total Recall because they're both very different films. But they're both good movies. But it's all about a guy who gets his mind erased to go undercover. And then they're like, no, you're undercover to uncover this conspiracy and what's going on here. And the only way to get him in is for him to not know about it. And the same thing happened with this, is that for them to get him into New Path, they had to drug him. They had to make sure he didn't know about it, or else people would have caught onto it, and then it wouldn't have worked, right? So they destroy him purposefully just to uncover this. But
we don't know if it did work. Like, it worked for them to get him in.
Yes.
But then we don't know if it worked for him to inform them that they were right.
But technically it did, because it did trigger in his mind that the whole point is that blue flower is the thing that the drug is made out of.
Yeah.
And they believe New Path is making the drug and, curing the people the same way.
But how do we know he told anybody?
Because remember at the end of the movie, he picks one of the flowers, puts it in the shoe to take it for his friends at the clinic. And the guy that Winona Ryder's character meets at the diner when he is in the clinic is the same person who's like, hey, you're going to the farm. Right? So what's going to happen is he's going to go back to the clinic and be like, hey, I got a blue flower from the farm. And he's going to be like, that's the thing. And then they have enough evidence to go in and do it. Right?
Right.
So that's one of the things where you're just like, he just has to make sure to make it to Thanksgiving and his mission will be over.
He's not going to.
What?
He's not going to make it to Thanksgiving.
He's not going to make it at all. I don't know. I think it worked. I think
it did. It just was very weird of like him sitting on the ground being like, I don't see them anymore, but now I see them, and the guy needs like, just get up.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Well, because he's mentally broken. He's crazy. He doesn't believe anything he sees. He's not believing things that are happening around him.
Yeah.
Right? So they're using that as their advantage.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So that's it for me. That's all my notes.
I took one note.
You took a note?
The underlying theme between those two movies.
Oh, there's an underlying theme. Okay, let's hear this.
Women are bitches.
Oh, no.
The women in both of these movies, the main women in both these movies, was not a good person. I mean, even you just said it. Like, she used him to, like, advance, pretty much.
Yeah. But at least, but the difference is that I think Winona Ryder's character actually feels bad about it.
Oh, she does. She said, at the end of it, she said, I need to get out.
Yeah. Because she's like, I can't do this anymore. And the whole time where she was pretending to be his girlfriend and stuff, and she's like, I'm not having sex with you. I don't want you to touch me. I don't want this. It's because she didn't want that final level of connection with him, right? And at that point, that's when you figure that out. But at the same time, she agreed to be part of it. At the same time. So
didn't she supply him at some points too?
Yeah, she's the one who got him hooked on.
Yeah,
hooked him up on the drug. So I mean, I think I feel okay with Winona Ryder simply because she actually has regret for it, whereas Zoey Deschanel's character, Summer, I don't have that feeling for, because I'm like, she has no regrets. She's like, you know what? You just didn't have that thing. I was just messing with you.
Oh yeah, even as like when they're sitting on the bench and he's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" or like all this stuff, and she was just like,
Yeah, you're like, I'm sure with him what I wasn't sure with you, but if you weren't sure, don't drag people along. Yeah. You just end it. Just be like, this isn't working. Walk away instead of like running to people's places in the rain and saying sorry and, you know, grabbing people's hands when you don't have to and making out when you don't have to and all that kind of stuff. You're pushing that relationship forward even when you're like, get away from me. Person steps away and then you run closer to them. It makes no sense.
So that was my comment on both of them.
Okay. So, women are the devil?
Women are the devil. But it's okay because we have reasons.
We do have reasons. Men aren't that great either.
They're not. No. Yeah, actually all the men in all of these movies weren't that great either. People aren't great.
Because you had, Rory Crawford's character who was just crazy from all the drugs.
He's fine. Yeah, like he didn't try to like hurt anybody.
That's true. And so did Willie Harrison's character. He didn't try to hurt anybody.
He didn't try to hurt anybody either.
But RDJ was like, I'll tell you how to get in bed with her.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. And he was like flat out creating a conspiracy against other people to keep himself safe.
Yeah, and then he comes out with a hammer at one point.
At one point tries to, and he just like watches the other guy choke to death, quote unquote.
And then he calls 911.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, no, now he's awake, hangs up the phone.
He's fine.
You know, he's fine.
Side question. Do you have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Not in DVD form, no. Okay. So that will not be reviewed. I love that movie too.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It is.
Yes.
Okay. Is next season VHSs? What do you mean you don't have it in DVD form? What form is it?
I have a digital.
Oh, you have the digital one. Okay.
But I'm only doing DVDs for this podcast, so.
No, that's fine. I understand. I just, for some reason, my mind went to VHS and was like, that's not a thing.
I have like 11 VHS tapes and nothing to play them on, so that's not a thing that's going to happen.
I can get you a VHS player. Really? A VCR?
It's a VCR, yes.
Yeah, I can get you a VCR. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me know.
Maybe I should integrate them into this whole thing.
Special Thanksgiving episode. VHS.
We're gonna talk about these 12 movies in one episode.
No. Like you're like at Christmas, you watch like the Christmas VHS movie.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a Christmas VHS movie.
Oh, you don't have like the Grinch or something?
No.
Oh.
I know. Like I don't really have that many seasonal movies. I mean, I have like. Does Die Hard count as a Christmas movie?
People say it does.
I think it does because every Christmas I watch the Die Hard movie.
Still am not convinced I've seen it.
Okay, like you're saying these things and I'm like, why are we friends? I don't understand what's going on right now. This is crazy.
Because we went to Starbucks to get coffee once and you wanted a hot chocolate and I said you had to come with me. I was only getting coffee. And then we became friends.
We did. It was good. I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, it was great.
But now I have to get you on top of some like proper movie watching.
Okay, fine. Just like let me know.
Yes.
Better be on Netflix, or I have to borrow your DVDs.
I am totally willing to do that. That's just ask me for them. Like,
as long as it's not around the time that you need to watch it.
That's true.
Ooh, or I could just come over, hang out, and watch it together. Or you can come to my place. I have air conditioning and a cat.
That's true. Maybe going to more with air conditioning, especially right now, would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So let me know. Cool.
Well, I guess we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, that sounds like a great spot.
Yes. A promise of air conditioning and a fellow person to watch films with.
Yay!
Over and over. And maybe what I'll do is get you in to watch a movie you've never watched before. Then you get to watch it and get like fresh eyes on it.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Something. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll think of something. Don't worry. It'll
Let me know. Do you have like an online list where I can like write my name down beside like in a Google sheet?
I do not. Maybe I should do that. Maybe that might be a good thing. Because I do have them in a spreadsheet. So it's fine. Because I'm nerdy like that.
Yeah. Oh no, don't worry. I do.
Get people like, no, I'm going to do these ones. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's fine. I should get that down. Anyways, but yes. So this is it for Off My Shelf this week. And thank you so much, Erika, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Yay.
Thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel.
You're welcome. Yes, find Erika on YouTube under Hi, I'm Erika.
Spelled with a K.
spelled with a K. Remember that. Erika with a K. It's very important.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, if you go to the website, I'll make sure to have links to the post in there. And that's about it. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ohmyshelf, or you can send me emails at ohmyshelf@gmail.com.
Next week, we'll be talking about The Abyss and Accepted. Hope you'll be here to listen.